What's going on, everybody? It's your homeboy E Short. Once again, doing the ENL Sports Talk Show with my homeboy Les Miller. What's up, Les?
What's going on, E-Man? How you doing, brother?
I'm good, man. Happy holidays to you, my brother.
Yeah, man. You know that's
got
right.
that corny fake tree in the background, so that's
Come
pretty
on,
cool.
man. Come on, man.
But
Don't
we
start.
have
Don't start. We just getting started. Don't start already.
but we're taking a little bit of a turn out of Brooklyn and running into some Lost Battalion, Queens brothers, and give them their flowers and really get it rolling with these brothers. All three of them are just highly qualified ball players. I mean, if I say it that way, we got Derek Hawkins, Rich Brunson, and Tyrone Edwards. How your brothers doing?
Everything's good, man. Real good.
Yeah, why don't you tell the audience a little bit about yourself? Let's start out with Derek.
All right. Well, my name is Derek Hawkins. Grew up with Rich and Brunson in South Jamaica, Queens, in the housing projects known as 40 Projects. We all started out young playing ball together. We played together, biddies, midgets. We all went to the same elementary school, PS 40, which is why the project is called 40. And then went on to IS 8. We all, again, played together a lot in the summer leagues and then went to high school. I went to Andrew Jackson along with Tyrone, Bo, and Brunson. He'll tell you went to Hillcrest. But we all stayed together. We're probably the closest of friends. We hung out together. We got in trouble together. We dated girls that knew each other. We kind of hung out and did a lot together. But we all played ball at a high level. We learned from some great tutors, including first and foremost, Bo's oldest brother, Dave. He had a real high basketball IQ, so we learned a lot about the game from him. Eventually, his sidekick, Abadab Kelly, was always on the side also. They used to actually coach from the sidelines of our games. And then eventually, when we got to high school, we got a chance to play with the infamous Gil Reynolds in Brooklyn, where we learned a lot of fundamentals of the game. We learned the toughness of the game. A lot of respect for Gil Reynolds, one of the greatest coaches I've ever had. And then after that, graduated, went to college, studied engineering for Columbia University, played there for a couple of years, for a whole 4 years. Retired after 36 and a half years as engineer with the Port Authority, New York and New Jersey. Was still playing low ball until my mid 60s when I ruptured an ankle, my Achilles. So I think it was time to hang up my shoestrings. But Brunson still played up until last year, but I think this might be his last year. So that's a little bit about me and my background, and so that's who I am.
All right.
I appreciate you. All right, Ty, let's go, man. Your turn, bro.
Okay, first of all, Hawk pretty much covered everything. On all three of us, he pretty much covered everything. But I'm Tyrone Bo Edwards. I'm quote unquote one of the Edwards brothers. I don't know if you guys heard of. So I'm one of them. So I'm not Ron. Ron is the one who won with Boo Harvey. They won the city champion. But I come in between Ron and my brother Robbie, who went to Jackson. He actually started everything. Like I said, Hawk pretty much covered everything. South Jamaica, 40 projects. Like I said, came up. Brunson and Hawk, we were like brothers. We all went to PS 40, third grade. We started from third grade on up. So it was really much of a challenge for all three of us. And we was all at each other's throats. Who was going to be the best? Who was coming out of Queens? But other than that, played at Andrew Jackson, did really well until we met up with, with Clinton, Nigel Wallace and Dex and them at St. John's for the city. So we did that, and then after that, I went on to State University of Farmingdale, 2 years. Actually, I did 2 years, played pretty well under Coach Galizzi. I don't know if you guys remember him, but he went on to CW Post and coached a good friend of mine, Nick. I forgot his last name, Big Boy. But anyway, just the basketball scenario. After that, tried CW Post for a while. Not CW Post, it was Texas Tech, because he was recruiting me, giving me a scholarship. But after a while, things got a little shaky there, and I wound up coming down to Texas. Shortcomings. Had a nice little my son's mom. So wound up coming down here and been here ever since. But just in a short little summary, that was it about me. So took basketball as far as it could, as I could. But after that, it was a short story, but it was well worth it. You know what I mean? So that was it.
Nice. Okay.
All right, Mr. Brunson, Mr. Ruckus.
All right. Hey, listen, my story, man, born and raised by two South Carolinians, man. Mother and father both from South Carolina, down at St. Matthews, Orangeburg area, by way of Far Rockaway, where they landed. Then they made their way to Jamaica, Queens, 40 projects, where I was born. Was introduced to basketball by my older brother, Rob, who was part of that first class of Hillcrest, that 71 team, I believe, with Donald Potter, Anthony Samuels, and those guys, Phil Randall, a couple of names to drop. Basketball was a way of life, man, coming up, man. It was like, it
Absolutely.
seemed like that was all we really had. We didn't really have a lot of grass and turf in the project,
Yeah,
so
that's right.
you
Absolutely.
couldn't do no football, you know what I mean? So you really had to do like the stick ball against the train track with a Long Island Railroad ran right through there, and racing, man. You know who's gonna be the fastest guy today? You might get beat one day, you might win the next day. And,
Absolutely, B.
and we
And,
had
and,
girls.
and
We
let me
had
just
girls who
say
beat
this,
us
B.
too.
It's really tough getting out of the projects. I don't know if Eric and them know about 40 projects, but it's tough. It's really tough. Just to comment, reiterate what you're saying, you know?
Mhm.
Yeah. So I give all my praises, man, to the St. John's community, man, because that was probably my first basketball camp. I think we got a shoe in from one of the rest in peace great Eddie Lee, who kind of got the whole neighborhood to go up there to the camp, and that was really my first incline with pros, to be able to see Johnny Warren and Henry Bibby and those New York Knicks guys coming there through the summer, getting their workouts when the camp was over. So that was St. John was like our NBA team, so to speak, other than New York Knicks. So when you see those guys, man, you were like, those are your heroes. I think the first NBA guy we came in contact with, which was crazy, was fifth grade,
Mm-hmm.
and
Mm-hmm.
teacher named Miss
PS4.
Brown. And this is a funny story, man, if I may.
Mhm.
But I read probably every basketball book in the library in PS40. And she said to me one day, she said, Rich, I see you like basketball. I said, why, of course. And she said, are you a Knicks fan? I said, absolutely. She said, do you know who the captain is? I said, that's Willis Reed. She said, oh, you know your stuff. And this was on a Friday. I'll never forget this. So that Monday, we were eating our milk and cookies, man, and there was a knock at the door. And Miss Brown told me to go open the door. And when I went over the door, man, there he was standing, man, 6'9", barrel chested. And she said, Willis Reed is my boyfriend. He came in, man, and
Wow.
that was that was crazy. But what was even more significant was when he passed away, Bo actually called me and he said, yeah, man. He said, Reed is gone. I said, yeah, man, what a hero. He said, Brunson, you sitting down? I said, yeah. He said, I'm going to tell you something. I know you forgot it. I said, what? And he held up the picture that Willis Reed signed for me and him. And to this day, I had no idea what mine is, but that just go to show you, man. Sometimes you got to hold on to treasury,
I
you
Yeah,
know?
agree.
Bo
that's
got
right.
your picture.
Yeah, both of them got his.
Well, he
Yeah,
signed it for
yeah,
both of us actually, because we was
Yeah,
in the
yeah,
same class.
yeah.
We was in Miss
Oh wow.
Garfield class. Hawk and
So
Reed came
fast,
up in there. Yeah, yeah,
so to
it was
fast
wild.
forward it, man. We like I said, we basketball was our thing. We from PS40 to IS8. I remember Coach Granby from Jackson came over to PS40. Was in the probably fifth grade, and he said, "I'm going to be seeing you guys in a couple of years." And of course he had Robbie already, Bo's older brother. And then from there, it was like my decision not to follow my friends, man. Like the whole neighborhood, it seemed like went to Jackson. And I was
Mm-hmm.
probably the only guy out of our crew that didn't go that way, man. My older brother kind of taught me to go to Hillcrest, and that's what happened. So I think when I went to Hillcrest, that kind of started the separation as far as us playing basketball together, because that whole Andrew Jackson thing was a whole another era, man, in itself. But I did pretty good at Hillcrest. I waited my turn. I was the only freshman that made varsity, and got heavily recruited my junior year. And fast forward, and UConn was my first choice, and I decided to go to Rutgers, man. And from there, sky was the limit, man. Because college is one of those pit stops where you really learn life, and you really understand your journey and those who got you there, and more importantly, the people you're meeting now. that's
Yeah.
going to help you in the future, man. So I met some great people along the way, man. I give it all back to them. Now I'm a college coach at a D3 school in Lincroft, New Jersey, Brookdale Community College. I own a pest control company. I also, the town I live in, I'm a recreation director. But the best job of all, man, is I work at a high school around the corner with special ed kids, and I love that, as well as basketball training. So I keep busy. I keep busy, man. But
Yeah. And then some.
yeah, and then
Yeah.
some, man.
Yeah.
So Eric, man, you know how we even how we met, man. You know your story, leaving Brooklyn to come to Jersey, and then we got together, man, with the infamous Andrew Bynum and all that. So it's the journey never stops, man. That ball never stops bouncing, I guess, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. And I just want to reiterate, it's been a great show, man. Nice talking to you guys because Rich took up the whole time.
That was
But
good
but
stuff, man.
no,
Don't give me
but
the
you
mic.
want to know something that's like really admirable and something that's supportive to what we do is that Les and I have known each other since like we were like 3 years old, maybe sooner
Wow.
than that.
Wow.
Yeah.
But the same with you guys, man. You
Yeah,
guys are
that's
like,
right.
junior, like third grade type
Yeah,
stuff.
absolutely. Absolutely.
And understand this though, if you all had to end up staying together, like more so like into high school, the opportunities might not have been the same for each one of y'all. It would have might have been less. But being that you went to different schools, you had the opportunities for you to shine academically and athletically.
Yeah.
But the friendship, people, they discount friendship. They don't understand. They don't understand, because how strong that the bond is, it goes very, very far, and just looking at you guys and knowing that, the journeys that you went through, it means a lot that you're now still talking about it,
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Hey, Derek, what is probably like the most impactful thing that you experienced, being that you mentioned Gil Reynolds, and I just want to touch
Yeah.
base with the guys that you coached you guys. What was like the big impact well, not only Gil, but on other coaches that you were under?
I would say with Gil was probably the most impactful because even though I played with Grammy is he's almost like a father figure. He not only coached us, he was almost like a surrogate father where I was at school, talking about dating girls and what to look for. He had this saying that when we were freshmen that we didn't fully understand at first. He would say, "No romance without finance," and he would always stress that to us. And we like, we didn't even have no finance, so it didn't make sense to us. But he was more like a father figure. He was a good coach, a tactical coach. But what I got most from Gil Reynolds was not just discipline, but the true fundamentals. I
Yeah.
mean, no other coach ever taught me how to take a charge. They tell you how to play defense, but Gil taught us how to take a charge. He talked about discipline, commitment. One thing about Gil, boy, he definitely got the most out of it. I saw Gil get the most out of players who weren't that great, and that's not easy to do. He could take an average player, and because of his coaching and the way that he coached you, he made you a better player. And he would always say he would coach guys that would become good, and then they would go play for like Riverside and the Galtos. He made players where other organizations took players that were already great or great players. So again, for discipline with Gil, commitment, just the little things that you don't think about. He really taught us the
Hey, don't,
focus.
hey, don't forget he starved us too, man. Ain't no water during the game. I never forget that, man.
Yeah. That's
Come
it.
on,
That's
Gil.
it.
Come on, man. What's up
That's
with
it.
that, man?
Hey, you remember that one
He
time
give us
we were
one
playing out.
salt pill.
Yeah, we were playing outdoors
Gil would
one
give
day in
us
the
one
summer.
salt pill. He would give us one salt pill and some water and tell us to go
Right.
out there and play.
He would wait till you
The
see that
salt
white salt
pills,
in your
right? I
face.
remember that, man.
Oh man, he had a bunch of them. He had a bunch of salt pills, man. But Gil was such a good coach, man, that we was down to Cosell. I don't know, you know Cosell because you're
Yeah.
from Brooklyn,
Right.
okay? And it was the playoffs, and we was at Christ the King over in Queens. It was me, Brunson, Hawk. We all started. Now, mind you, it was Hawk was at the point, I was on the wing, Brunson was on the wing. You had Maurice Sanford and you had Sidney. And I think they had Cosell and a couple other guys, some boys and girls. The first
Andrew
half, who was it?
Fuller.
Yeah. Fuller was
Earl
on.
Fuller?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Andrew.
Oh,
No,
Andy.
Skeet.
Okay.
Yeah, it was Skeet.
Skeeter.
Oh,
It was
Skeet.
Skeeter.
Yeah.
Skeeter Fuller. Yeah. So
Yeah.
anyway, Gil got so pissed off at the first half because the way we was playing, we was down. Second half, he's like, I mean, he just lost. He said, okay, you guys did what y'all want to do now. I'm going to win this game just from coaching. That's the one thing about Gil.
Wow.
We wound up losing the game, but it was very competitive, man. You know, you
yeah.
Brooklyn guys, them Brooklyn guys is really tough, man. I guarantee you.
Yeah.
You know,
Well,
but
where'd you guys practice?
we practice
the,
at
BRC?
yeah, BRC, yeah, we was over there.
Okay. He had well him and George Murray were similar. And
Right.
George was his
They had
Right,
us out-
George.
they had us
Yeah.
out in Wingate Park in the hot 100 degrees, man. It
Right.
was
You
suicide.
mentioned George, and I forgot all about George. To be honest,
was suicide.
Rich,
Right.
what are you
Yeah,
Rich, what are you
yeah.
laughing at, man? Let's say
I'm laughing,
right.
man, because my memory ain't too good, man. But when I hear these stories, man, it's bringing it back, man. So
Yeah.
I remember Gil,
what-
man.
Yeah, we're talking 95-degree weather.
Oh,
yeah.
man.
Early Saturday morning.
Early Saturday mornings.
Early Saturday and Sunday morning.
And Sunday.
And there's no shade on the
No
court.
shade.
And you're doing duck walks.
Wow.
You know, and I don't know if people know what duck walks are, where you grab your ankles and
absolutely,
you're walking.
absolutely.
You know, and it's like, but that like the words that I hear from you guys, you know, is discipline.
Yeah,
You know, and people don't even, and that's something that people don't understand as well. In the basketball world, discipline can mean a lot of different things.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, the discipline to be able to take the right shot all the time. The discipline not to be selfish. The discipline to play D and not to give up and expect somebody to cover your butt.
That's exactly what he taught us. He taught us that before we went into our junior year. Because I don't know if you know a guy by the name of Tony Thomas.
Yeah, I know Tony.
Tony Thomas, well, he used to play for Gil, and he's the one that introduced us to Gil. And when we went there, I think we were freshmen going into our sophomore. No, we were sophomores going into our junior year. And he said, Bo, he saw Tony actually saw the talent in us. He said, man, we want y'all, I got a guy I want to introduce. And that's how we met Gil. And ever since then, we was going back and forth. And this guy, we love him, man. We miss him to this day. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So it's just so much ball coming out of the projects. And I'm sure you, Les and Eric, you guys know, you coming out of the projects, it's like you get so kind of claustrophobic. Who's going to be the one to come out? You know, who's going to be the star player of this? And but Brooklyn, you guys had so many guys coming out of there. But Queens, we had a bunch of guys as well. You know, I can go back. But see, what's the thing about that? When ISA tournament came about, that's when Brooklyn they kind of infiltrated Queens. You know, so it's hard not to talk about Brooklyn. Because you guys was with us, so it's a lot of Queens guys like the Ronnie Rutledge. You got Ronnie Rutledge used to coach St. John's. You got like I said, my brothers Dave Edwards, Cowhead Edwards, Robbie Edwards, and my little nephew Dave Edwards. So it's a bunch of little guys. I mean, a lot of ball players. Fraction who came out of who won the city championship. Who they beat that year? Hawk, you remember?
I think it was Morris from the Bronx.
Oh, it's Morris they played? I thought it was a Brooklyn. No,
I thought it was the Bronx, but I'm not sure. But I thought it was because I think Morris was one of the 4 teams left. But
we lost it to Whitney Clinton that year. So, but those are the days, man. And like I said, basketball took us as far as we could, man. You know, like on that step of life. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I made sure I carried as long as I could, especially when I moved back. Well, you always got your little summer tournaments that you got to go ahead and, and I guess they got the gambling turn. You know, you people come and they got coaches who betting on games in the summertime. You know, Jamaica, the Marshall Lou tournament. What else? There's a couple of tournaments that Gil had us going in. So
yeah, you said the Marshall Lou tournament, right?
Even as far as Pennsylvania, we play somewhere outdoors, never heard of. We played in some town with concrete on asphalt. We didn't know where it was, but he would take us places. I guess they play a good team and kind of grind. Get us not to be. If you look at today's kids, they pampered. They got to have this and that. Gil, for our carry bag, it looked like a laundry bag. It was a big green bag with yellow writing on
Vanguard,
like a laundry bag. That was our gym bag.
That's right.
The game.
That's right. So you said y'all played in the Marshall Lou tournament?
Marshall Lou, the Brief.
In the Bronx,
Gil introduced us to all those tournaments.
Brevard Brevoort soul in the hole.
Yeah,
No,
but
man.
the Marshall Lou tournament was in the Bronx, and
In the
I want
Bronx,
to tell
right?
you, man, I played in a lot of tournaments. A lot of people, I don't know if they remember, the Marshall Lou tournament was like
oh man, it
really
was fair.
unbelievable.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
mean,
you
Yeah.
guys know how to
everybody
do it.
played. That's when I kind of met some guys from Queens that were like nice, couple years older, that were really like Irv Chapman, you
Yes.
know.
Mm.
Yeah,
You're
man. I mean, so I mean, Queens and Brooklyn have always been running neck and neck because the coaches, that's what brought us all together to play with each other.
Right, right.
Absolutely.
Hey,
And
one more
Absolutely.
thing
Bronson,
too, man.
Harlem,
Gil, I mean, we were so young at that time, and here's a funny thing. Like Gil kind of embraced us coming from Queens, and we all had our different characteristics. And Derek was always one of the smartest ones, like I guess the top male in his class in high school. So he had the basketball high IQ, the smarts. So for that reason, Gil would give him the directions to where all the games were.
Right.
So he would call. so,
No, it's true. It's
So
true. It's
we
true.
had to get with him, man, and get the subways together and traveling, man. I had no idea where we was going, man. Just had to follow directions. When you come out, Roberto Clemente Park, wherever it was, man.
Yeah.
no, but it's
That's how we
funny.
did it, man.
I
Yeah.
mean,
You
I
know?
understand. No knock on anybody's intelligence, man. I mean, just in what we're saying. But it's funny how Gil identified who he had to communicate with.
Yeah.
I mean, and that's it. But once again, man, that guy, his skill sets, man, and his brain and how it worked, it's like he was always there to help people become better people and young people become
Yes.
better,
Yeah.
adults, and everybody talks
Yes.
about
Hey
this
Les,
guy.
let me ask you this question.
Huh?
Let me ask you for a second. Did you guys ever get a chance to joke around with Gil? Because everybody we played with was scared, and it seemed like I was the only one.
Brunson always tried to, that's for sure.
I was the
All the
only
time.
one that Gil let me like joke around with him, man, and get him to giggle a little bit, man.
Yeah. Well, you know what it was though. It was more when he started reffing.
Mm,
Mm.
Because he appreciated my game, because he
right.
saw me, because I played with George. So he's like, oh, so you didn't want to come with me? I said, well, George, he's the one who grabbed me first,
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
And so I went with George. And George, man, I love George, man. But, in today's game, a coach wouldn't have changed my game the way he did. But I
Mm.
Really?
thanked him for it because I had a serious jumper, man.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
He said, my man, you're 6'7", man. You gotta get some rebounds. He showed me how to play with my back to the basket, and then that's when that was my whole thing,
Wow.
So,
Right.
but if you could a combination, that's what they do with the kids now.
Right.
You can shoot a jumper, not no 3-pointers, but shoot some jumpers every once in a while to mix it up.
Right.
So
A stretch
they
four.
had me, back to my basket, just then dunking on people, that kind of thing, which
Right.
was not a problem. But still, if I'd have had that for the next level,
I
I
got
wouldn't
you.
have had to go to Europe.
Right,
Right.
right.
I like how
Hey,
I
hey,
like
but
how you
Les, I
said
got
you
a
like to
question.
dunk on people.
Hey, but I got a question for Les. Hey, Les, so did they separate at one time?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, they did? Was
was
it after us? What
it
was
was
it
two
after us?
restoration teams. That's what it was, and then they made it the Vanguard. It was a weird thing because they had two offices. One was on Fulton Street. One was on what was that, Halsey?
Halsey and Ralph.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
But they both said restoration.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
but
So we
Yeah.
didn't know that. I didn't know that.
Yeah, and the crazy full story is Restoration, which is downtown. I'm sorry, on Fulton Street, and then that was the satellite location. And that's where Gil originally was.
Right.
George came in, and around the time that you guys started playing, like kind of like y'all being juniors, that's when it kind of like started breaking off, and Vanguard came into play, and he walked away from Restoration.
Yeah.
So he separated from the Restoration Corporation, and they both started doing their own thing. But they were like peas in a pod, man. And all they were doing was just kind of like a ticker tape and just spitting out guys to understand the game of basketball.
Yeah.
Wow.
Even if you couldn't play well, your IQ was better.
Right.
Wow.
Yeah.
And those guys, and that's what those guys did, and then you look at you guys after the fact. let me say, well, I know Rich, you're working with players, but Derek, do you work with players or coach or train or anything? And Ty, do you do
Uh,
that?
I never got a
Well,
chance. I did that a few summers. I might coach a team here and there, but I worked a lot of times in the schools. I would go to schools and talk to kids about education for a
Mhm.
lot.
Yeah.
I went to schools in Brooklyn, New Jersey, Queens, particularly when they have a career day. And I would go and talk about the importance of getting a good education, finding out what they wanted, trying to, and just get them empowered and excited about education and let them know that ball was great to take you but so far.
Right,
Right.
But you can only play for a certain amount of time, and it gets small at the top. Each level,
right,
like I said, in high school, you could be the best high school player in your team, but when you get to college, everybody was the best player on their team. Then now you're
That's a
talking about a
fact.
conference and a
Yeah,
level.
yeah,
So
yeah.
we had this. I always stressed the importance of sports as a. I told the sports was a great education for me because you learned a lot. Teamwork, leadership, how to lose and come back, and how to go through adversity. So for me, I didn't spend a lot of time coaching players or working with the kids, but I did spend a lot more time going to schools and talking about the importance of education and
Mm.
getting a good education and going forward. But I
yeah,
didn't really get a chance to really coach
right.
much.
Did you,
yeah.
Ty?
Yeah, as far as myself is when I first moved down here to Texas, me and a good friend of mine, God bless his soul, he just passed maybe 2 weeks ago, Marvin Story. We was coaching the AU team, and both of my sons was involved. We did the circuit, we did the Vegas, the San Antonio, and I would see Dave Underwood a lot. That's what I'm saying. He used to come around, and who else? Dave Brenton, who else? Rob Wright. I used to see him. See, they all know me because that's what from coaching, and and a little bit. I think Rob is a little bit ahead of us. You know what I'm saying? But we used to see him. But yeah, as far as coaching, giving back, that was one key that I really love doing. I love coaching kids. I love showing just the fundamentals of the game, and that's what I
Right,
did. I'm proud of what I've done from the teams I had. And I've done it for a while. I don't know if you guys know a kid by the name of Clayton. He live in Houston now. He went to Jackson as well, but he came out. He coached a lot of professional ball players that came out of Houston. So that coaching part of my life, it stayed with me, man. I'm still coaching now, even the guys when I watch the TV with the Knicks. No, I'm dead serious because certain things, and I know Eric and Les, y'all the same way. Hawk and Brunson, y'all see guys ain't doing the
Oh,
right
we
thing.
always be a critic. Always a critic.
Yeah, yeah, well, well,
Oh
yeah,
yeah.
but you know what I'm saying, B. It's just
Yeah.
tough to get away from it. So to answer your question, though, Eric, absolutely, man. I can coach. I mean, I'm ready to start coaching right now, but
yeah.
I put it down after my son had a scholarship. He
Mhm.
played college ball, had a scholarship to Paul Quinn out here, and then my other son had a scholarship to UNT with Coach Bacon. So I mean, like I said, I had a basketball family. So, but I love
Yeah.
coaching, man.
Mhm.
That's the
Mhm.
question.
And the reason why I asked is the tie-in is all of the people that coach you all, you've taken pieces away from that.
Mm.
Even in the aspects of just doing it, related to or relative to, not sports, but get your education.
Right.
Which is the same thing that your coaches were saying to you, that Derek
Right.
said from the beginning, what Granby was saying, you
Mhm.
know, and it's like, but we pass the torch on. The torch is passed to us, and we share and pass the torch on in our own way, whether it
Mhm.
be focusing on, hey, get your education, but you're not going to be able to play forever. And if you don't understand that, then you notice the people that are telling them
Right.
that we're older. So it's like there's
Absolutely.
proof in the pudding of what Derek is saying to these kids.
Yes.
Yeah.
But the world has changed. And I know for you, Rich, you're around kids in the educational environment as well as, basketball. How do you manage between the two things?
It's sort of like we're coming up, man. We witnessed a lot of guys, man, in the neighborhood who went different routes, different careers, and you know, this generation is so different now, man. I mean, the high school scene, the high school, I coach in a college level, so I'm seeing a lot of it, man. It's like the high school athletics right now is so sparse right now, man. Nobody's really coaching, but you're seeing it's a million trainers out there now, because it's a big need for it. But how many people are taking it serious, man? I went to a tournament the other day, Red Bank Regional, and it was like 5 games, man. I sat for 4 games, and it was so boring. It was like, I'm saying, here come kids who get trainers and they work on the drive and kick out. They work on all these different components of basketball, but when the lights come on, nobody's doing it
Mhm.
because the coaches are so involved in over coaching and running these plays and these X and these motions, and kids are catching the ball, not even looking at the rim.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a different style right now, and the kid who you see is making it is a kid who's really putting a lot of work in, but it's not many of them that's doing it.
Right. And are the kids that you're referring to, are they doing, exactly what Derek is talking to them about, and saying, look, are they, I mean, it's kind of hard to explain this, but are they in a position to understand that it's not going to be like rosy and, it's probably going to end, so I have to focus on my education? Or these guys living the dream so much that they're not paying attention to the aspects of their education?
It depends on how much Gil Reynolds you got in you. It depends on are you a great motivator? Because everybody who played for Gil, they did what he said.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody did what he said. So now you have different motivators in teachers, in trainers. You get a guy training you for an hour and a half, and you leave there not even knowing nothing.
Yeah.
And you get a guy like yourself, Eric, train a guy for a half hour. He leaves there like his mind is blown. Like when we had Andrew Bonner, he kept coming back for more because we were great motivators for him. And he absorbed everything, man. So that it's all in the teachers too, man.
Yeah.
Some of these teachers in the high school level, they don't really care about these kids, man. They like, now in the high school, they pass on you just because you was in the school, but you ain't have to come to class.
Right.
So,
but
I see all different angles of it.
Just to touch base on that, Eric, what Brunson is saying also, it's just so many different distractions for these kids these days, and it's so tough. And sometimes I get frustrated with it, like, because you just asked the question, do they understand, and you know how we was coming up. And, we would even listen a little bit because we had the Gil Reynolds. We had the, Rap. I don't know if you remember Rap from Brooklyn and Lester and all them. So I'm mentioning a lot of Abadab, the dude from Queens. But anyway, these guys, all the guys who really teach the game of ball, you don't see them no more. You don't see them around the neighborhood. Ab used to come around the park. Abadab used to come and make sure we're doing the right thing when it comes as far as books is concerned. Like books has definitely come first, and basketball second. The only way we can make it.
And don't forget Howie, man, Mr. Alexander.
There you go. There you go.
Howie and Mr.
Funny mention
Alexander.
Abadabo.
Yeah.
Remember one time we were going to a high school game, and we were walking to catch the bus, and we ran to Abadab. He stopped us and pulled us to the side and was showing us how to box out and other stuff before we even got to go to the game. I was like, okay,
but the aspects of teaching, it means, like you don't turn that off.
Right.
No, he never turned it off. He was always teaching.
And it's funny because there's a young man that I used to not coach him because I coach girls, and he was on the boys team. But I always talk to him, and he's a very intelligent young man. He was homeschooled for a while, went to high school and cut like veins coming out of his arms, about 6'4".
Wow.
And he gets hurt. I think it was playing against Quincy Miller in a high school game. And so he comes back to me after having his knee torn in the surgery. He's like, Coach, I need to get some soul in my game. And he said it in front of his coach because they turned their back on him. So at 5 o'clock in the morning, I go to the school, I'm training him and get him back. He made first team all conference.
Wow.
But he was so smart. He went to an academic school. Didn't really, and basketball was not his main focus, but he used the skill set from playing the game. And what he went through in redeveloping and renaming himself after an injury. And now he had a startup, in Silicon Valley, and he's doing great for himself.
Wow. Yeah, that's a blessing.
Yeah, but it's trying to tie in the two things to try to help a young man or a young woman become successful educationally and use the skill sets that you learn from being a competitor on any field of play to be a better person. And that's how, and the stewards of the game, the people that are involved in helping kids this is what we do.
Yeah.
You know.
E, not to cut you off, man, but there's two aspects to this, man. The one is when you've got a mediocre kid and you're taking some time with him and showing him something, and he doesn't get it right away, maybe 10 times. And then the light bulb goes off on the top of his head, and he's smiling, and he's looking at you, and I'm looking at him, and I see that he's got it, man. You know,
they're looking at it, right?
It's just like, wow. And that just makes your heart go like, okay, I'm glad I did it 10 times because he actually got it. And then the other aspect is when I was working on Wall Street, and I had this young brother who would come to work late all the time. So I said, young man, I said, look, man, I said, eventually that dude in the office, he's going to notice that you coming in late. He probably did it like 10 times, man, right? I had to let him go. Fast forward, about 6 years later, he went to Syracuse, right? He sent me a letter, and he says, Les, man, thank you. He said, because now I have my own company and understand what you did and what you had to do. And I learned that from my father, man, because when I was working on Wall Street, my father worked on Wall Street. So I did clubs, man, right in the bathroom, hanging out. And the guy was saying, man, where you work? I said, Banker's Choice. He said, where you work? He said, Oppenheimer Company. I said, my father works there. He said, man, your father, Ernie Miller? He said, yeah. He said, yo, man, he fired me, man, but that never happened. That's where that came from with me, as far as reaching out to the young folks, man. And those are two sides of the coin, man. That's like that makes you feel good.
Absolutely.
But when do you shut it down and give up on that student, so to speak, or that protege? How far do you go?
Good question.
Well, you guys can answer that.
Yeah,
that's
that
a good
definitely.
question.
I have this belief, that whatever it takes, so I'll stick with somebody until they give up. I kind of work with them, and I'm very patient. I've always been very patient with people, and I even work with people now. I was dealing with a guy, I think it's made in the 70s, and he had to get something done using email, but he couldn't get an email because he had too many. So, it took him like an hour for me to help him send that email, but he was getting frustrated. He was cursing and like, man, this ain't working. I said, Lord, I said, take a deep breath. Come on, you're going to get it done. So, I'm the kind of person that'll work with you as long as you're willing to go. And that's just, again, I guess I'm passionate about helping people, so I don't give up on people, and they don't give up on themselves. I tend to work with them until they get it done.
Okay.
For me, I look at it as all the kids I deal with as a student athlete, because I'm dealing with both. So for the student, it's more or less, what are you willing to do to be the best? Because a lot of these kids are not getting the correct training from home. This generation is so different, where the parents aren't really spending time with the education part. So it's not that the kids can't do the work; they haven't trained to learn how to do the work. So therefore, like Hawk said, there's too many distractions. They're walking around the school, man. They're not doing anything. So if the student part of it is, what are you willing to do to be the best? These grades, and for the athlete is similar. If I'm training the high school kids, I expect you to do pro drills. And if you can't do that, or if it's too much for you, then how bad you really want it? Some of these kids, they want it. They raise their hands so quick, and they don't even know what the recruiting process is all about. They don't even know their history, the guys before them.
Right.
They don't really know what they're doing.
But the parents, Rich, are also they're locked into this process as well. It's not like they're not our children, so there has to be there's a path off the road, to the parent, and back onto the road, for the child. And it's kind of like if the parents aren't cooperating with the development of their child in the classroom or on the field of play, then we got a problem in the first place. And now the child is working on things by themselves.
Right.
And so us not giving up on them is a good thing. But, it's funny, what you were saying, Derek. I'm going to say this. I made a song, man, and it speaks to this. I'm serious. It speaks to this. It's called Lessons to Learn.
You tell me that.
It's called Lessons to Learn. And in the song, it says, how much we yell and scream in the field of play, why you not playing my son? Why you not playing my daughter? Da, na, 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 na. But coming
Right.
back to school night, you ain't got nothing to say. You're not even there. You don't
Mhm.
even go to back to school night.
Right, right.
And it's like, and for me as a parent, when my daughter was growing up,
Mhm.
I was looking. I'm like, Amanda, when is back to school night? I want to go. I want to go because it's not
Right. Yeah,
only,
you
but it's
actively
not only the
participate.
parents,
Mhm.
it's not only the teachers, but it's interacting with the kids as well. To be in that environment, to see that
Hey,
this man cares.
hey, E, you remember when we had Andrew Bottom in our system? It wasn't the parent wasn't even involved. It was a single parent, right? Am I correct?
Right. Yeah.
So she was holding it down on her end, and she trusted us to
Mhm.
and his brother, man, to raise him, man. So we were really his mentors, man. And
Mhm.
and thank God he was a good kid, man. He listened to everything we said, and he did it. He absorbed everything, and those bricks, man, those workouts with you with them bricks with him, man. I know he hated it, but he did it. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
So that was different as far as parenting. You got some kids who really wanted, like Andrew really wanted it, and it all paid off for him, man. We're so proud of him. You
Yeah.
know.
But that's that Gil mentality. Once
Mm.
Yeah.
again,
Really?
you know.
Yeah.
That's so you see the value also of coaches like Granby and Gill. They didn't just want to coach, for their own prestige or to say they did X, Y, Z. They really wanted you to get better, live better. Because one thing Granby wanted to ensure is that every player that played for him got into some high education, whether it was
Yeah.
D1, D3, junior
Yeah.
college,
Yeah.
so they can actually continue education in life. And same thing with Gill. Gill, he would
Mhm.
rather work with a no-name player and make them better than somebody who comes in and wants all the it's a lot of times the better players they want to kind of miss practice and slough off and they want that star treatment. And that because we played with Sid Green and Mo Sanford. Sid would always
Mhm.
try to make Gil laugh.
Oh,
It didn't work too well.
yeah. Well, we were so blessed to have them two as coaches, honestly, because they were mainly father figures. It wasn't just about basketball,
Yeah, no,
Gil,
right.
Gil made
Life.
sure, and Gil every time after practice, Gil used to ask us about our grades. I'll never forget.
Oh
He
yeah.
used to
Yeah,
always ask about our grades. How we doing?
I ain't
So
knowing,
because then he
son.
then he talk about Longburg because that's where he went to school. He coached there, and
Yeah.
he would just give us all type of tips on what to do, how to do it. Gil was a hell of a coach, and so
hey, man. Before we go any further, man, let me give you and Hawk y'all flowers, man, because this is another thing that I really came to thinking about, man. That when we separated, man, and you two guys went to Jackson, and I chose to go to Hillcrest, man. And not that I was avoiding all the smoke, but I was like, you go to Jackson, man, you're gonna have to deal with those players from St. Albans, Highlands,
yeah,
Laurelton, from
yeah,
all over, man. Hillcrest was like in
yeah.
the cut. So I was like, for you guys to go there, man, and represent 40 projects, man, and the cream to the top, man. God bless you guys for that, man. But I
Man,
just
I,
Rich, you got me tearing up there, Rich.
yeah, man. You guys, man. I mean,
yeah,
to come from 40
Nice.
projects, man, to
yeah,
Jackson the way you guys did, man, y'all. That says a lot about our neighborhood as well, man, because he had a lot of great ball players in those surrounding
yeah.
communities, man.
Oh yeah.
But even Eric, even though Brunson will say something like that, I don't know if he ever told you, our coach Chuck Gramby would be at his doorstep just about every is South Point Junior, and he's laughing because you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
So he knew we all was tight. Us three from third grade on, we all was excellent ball players. But he would try to get Brunson to transfer from Hillcrest just about any day. When you come, and I believe, I'm telling you, if Brunson was there with us, we would definitely won the city. We would have won the city that year, even though they had Nigel Wallace and a couple of guys that Hawk went to school with. Who else? Who was it?
Yeah, Dexter Young, I think his name was left
Yeah,
guard. They
yeah,
had a
Dexter Young
forward
had a
too.
crew. But if Brunson was at Jackson, I thought we could have went far, man. But
It's
it's
been
just
different.
Yeah,
It's
definitely
different.
would
Yeah.
have.
Well, I tell you, man, just so for the audience, for them to know,
Mhm.
um, and us doing our research about you guys, make sure that you guys were legit, right? But but understand this. Like, I mean, we're talking about first and second, team all city players.
Mhm.
The top tier, of the competition level that went through the PSAL that year. And a lot of people don't understand what that means. And that means that you're rated and treated in the sense of, coaches and how they look at you, that you get it done, that you got it done, and you have skill sets that, rewarded you that honor, And once again, it's that training, that teaching, and that resilience to want to be better, And
Confidence.
without that, what do you have?
Absolutely.
For me also, I mean, when those accolades were coming at me, I was really, man, that year I went to 5-star camp. That really did it for me. At my junior year, my high school coach took me to St. John's. It was a high school tournament, and ran into a guy named Howie Garfinkel. I didn't know who he was, and my coach knew who he was, and he introduced me. And Garf reaches with that blazer he had, man, pulled out this application and said, "Hey, man, look, we want you to come to 5-star camp, be a waiter." And I had no clue. That was my first graduation, man, as far as the next level, because I went to 5-star, man. It was unbelievable.
And
Rock and roll
you end up being Garfinkel's best friend.
Yeah, man. So it was a blessing, man. I went up there, man, and Calipari, Patino, those guys were just starting out into coaching, man, and Jimmy Lynam, all those guys, man. Hubie Brown. I was like a sponge, man. The best part, basketball all week, but the lectures, man. These guys were talking these stories they had, and Coach Lionel, man, gave a story, man, about this guy that played. He came from Southside 40 Projects area. This guy played at Van Buren. He was probably the second best player ever at 5-star behind Moses Malone. So he's going on and on and on. And then he dropped the name. He said Ronnie Johnson. And I was like, wait a minute. That's my guy's brother, older brother. So when he told that story about Ronnie Johnson, and Ronnie was sort of like a neighborhood guy, man, and and he played a lot of basketball, but he took a different route. But college wasn't for him, man. He tried it, but just to hear that story, man, about how much of a good ball player he was, man, was just
He had a game like Tiny Archibald.
Yeah.
Can shoot, can pass.
Hey, E, did you go to 5-star, E?
No, I never went, man.
You didn't go to 5-star.
No, I didn't have to, man.
Right. I think sometimes, I mean, they got a thing that out there said the only guy who never came to 5-star was Michael Jordan. That's what golf always told me. Oh, Mike didn't want to come, but I love him anyway. But everybody came through there, man, and man, the talent was crazy, and three games all day long, man, and workouts and private sessions and all that.
Yeah.
I mean, it was unbelievable,
but he was tied to St. John's.
Yes.
5-star was tied to St. John's. St. John's was tied to Circle Sporting Goods in Brooklyn.
Really?
That's where Red Sarachek, who was Lou Consecca's homeboy and Garfinkel's homeboy, they ran the Circle Sporting Goods store, which was like a block away from Midwood and in Flatbush.
Oh, wow.
They had the Centrals in Queens on Jamaica Avenue. I wonder if there was probably
and so they used to always say, Eric, you should go, pushing me to go. But not too many guys that played, like in our era at least, that played for Gil went to or George went to 5-star.
Right.
That was like you were like committing, blasphemy if you did that.
George had his big afro and his red, black, and green patch.
Yeah. I tell you what, man, when I came back from there, man, the letters started pouring in, man, and it was overwhelming, of course. And but it was never that one person that was giving me the insight on how this recruiting process works.
Right.
You played so much basketball, you wasn't getting that information. You were just balling. So I was just winging it, man. Okay, these coaches give me attention, and I knew you had 4 or 5 visits to take. But what are you looking for? What are you looking for at school? Nobody was really grooming, man. It was like I think certain neighborhoods, man, had more connect with the youth. Like me and my man from Mount Vernon. What's the name? I'm thinking of.
Gus Williams, Ray Williams,
Oh, the brothers.
Cray brothers.
Yeah, McRae, Ron. Yeah. We played with
oh,
Auburn years together.
McCray.
Yeah. And we was
Scooter and Rodney.
up. Yeah, Rodney was up in Albany, and he was telling me, man, how strong the community was with Gus and them and the NBA guys, giving them a lot of insight on how to look for a school. He was way more mature than me, man. I was like, wow. I never forget, man. We was up in Niagara, and he was a little heavy, and we was joking around, man. We had a little dunk contest, and one guy kept saying, "Yo, Rodney, man." He said, "Come on, get in." He said, "Nah, I'm good. I'm good." He was so cool, man. And then he finally got up, and this guy had more dunks than everybody, man. He was like a Charles Barkley type.
Yeah,
Wow.
exactly.
And he was like, we roomed together, me and him. He had a suitcase. He said, "Rich, come here and check this out." I never forget. He opened the suitcase. He must have had every color Kango hat in the suitcase. I said, "Man, where you going with this?" He said, "When I leave here, I'm going to the airport to see my brother at Louisville." And he told me to make sure I bring them Kangos for him. I said, "Oh."
Yeah, because Scooter's a Kango boy.
Yeah.
Scooter love Kangos, man.
So you know I ain't lying. Yeah.
No, that's the truth, man. That is the truth.
He told me that, man. I was like, man, this guy, man. So he knew way ahead what he was doing. Louisville was his stop. I watched his career, and I always said, man, he's going to be a better pro than he was in college. You know what I mean? Because they kind of stifled his development in high college. But when he got in the NBA his first year, so man, they let him loose. He did very well.
Yeah.
Did very well.
Yeah, and I played with him too, man. I know, man.
Did you?
Yeah, I played with him with Riverside.
Wow.
Yeah, because we won the national championship, man, with that, that BCI thing.
Y'all had everybody. Y'all had everybody over there.
Yeah, it was me, him, Jimmy Black, Phil Seymour, Larry Washington.
Man, I had a crew.
Man, Larry Washington.
Rob Price.
I don't think
Larry got MVP, but I should have got MVP because I was killing him. No,
Larry
I kid you not, man. That was killing him.
Larry went to Canarsie?
Yeah.
Larry get MVP?
Man, Larry. He played with us when we was with Gil.
Did Larry get MVP, Eric?
Yeah.
What? Okay. Now, y'all had a crew. Jimmy Black played with y'all, too.
Yeah, Jimmy Black didn't play that well, though, man, but Larry was killing him. It's that, I'm telling you, man, and that's what Riverside and Gaucho used to do. They grab the guys that are
Yeah.
You know.
Hey, did you and Les play in the youth games?
I did, but Les didn't. No, I did. I
was upstate. I was upstate doing that stuff. But
okay.
Because I played with Dave. Me and Dave played together, man, in youth games. Me, Dave.
Dave Underwood?
Yeah, me, Dave, Arnold Freeman, Archie Joyner,
Big Archie,
and Al.
Big guys.
That was and Al. That was the crew.
But
I couldn't. But my parents wouldn't let me play, so I played like in one game, and then they like held me back, man. That was
just like Brunson, man. Brunson, I played in the youth games. Brunson wanted to
play. About that, man. I didn't want to talk about that, man.
Yeah.
Where'd y'all practice at? Lost Battalion.
At Lost Battalion.
Lost Battalion Hall.
Hey, listen, man. That was probably the worst.
It was.
That gym. Two things about that gym.
Right.
All the years we played, and it was just one time we went there to play in this game.
Oh boy!
And we must have been about, I don't know how old, Bo, 13?
About 12, 13. Biddies are midgets.
So we go into we big shot. We come into the Lost Battalion, and we see this team working out, man. They doing plays and drills before the game. I'm like, they've been together for years. So now the game start. And before we could blink an eye, we down by 25, 30.
Wow. Easy.
So now on the way home, we ain't even speaking to each other. We like still shot. And come to find out, it was the LIC boys, man. Vic and Vaughn Fleming, G. Waldron. Man, they put a hurting on us, man. And I was like, I'll never forget that. And the second time was when we had trials for the youth games, man. The guy was like, listen, man, Brunson, you definitely on the team. Just make sure you come to practice tomorrow.
Yep.
And man, I didn't do something at home, man. My chores, man. My mom's being the strict person she was. She did not let me go the next day to practice. So that was my chance to play in a youth game, man. And well, Hawk came back home after that trip, man, with all them bags and shirts and uniform. I was so pissed off.
Me and Brunson was hot. We was pissed because we never went to practice.
I still have the bag.
And the coach, Eric, the coach told us, look, you three guys, y'all made the team already. Y'all just got to come to practice. We were so busy going down to IS8 watching the Pro-Am. Ernie Dowds, who else?
Lloyd Free.
World Be Free. And Hawk was the only one getting on the train going to the practices. And we didn't go, so we were so pissed that Hawk come back with bags and watches.
A leather bag. You know, back then, a leather bag.
No, for real.
Hey, Derek, you say you still got the bag?
I still have the bag. It's a blue bag. It says Youth Games on 1975, I think.
Wow.
Yeah, those are the days, man.
But it's interesting. Most of the team was guys from the Bronx because the coach was a guy named
Nice guy. Good dude. He was tall. I think he played.
I forget his name, but he was from the Bronx. So most of my team was from the Bronx.
That wasn't Ted Jones, was it?
Huh?
It wasn't Ted Jones coaching.
No, it wasn't Ted Jones.
No, it wasn't Ted.
Here's the name.
This guy was tall, real easy. He's real smooth, easy, mild-mannered. I think George Wright played with you, right? What's that kid?
George Washington. George Washington.
Yeah, he played with you.
Benji Bowman. Guy named Benji Bowman.
I missed all that, man. I missed that.
You talking about muscular George Washington?
Yeah.
Muscular George Washington.
Dawson George.
Yeah.
Big
Joe. With him too, man.
He was from the Bronx. Todd. I got a big guy named Todd. I can't remember Todd's last name, but he's about 6'9", tall guy. But a guy named Sinclair for
Sinclair was nice too. Sinclair was good.
But what's his name? There's one guy. I think he's still playing. Kelvin Johnson. Is it Kelvin Johnson? He coaches. I think he still coaches, and he has a son that plays. He's still out there, active in the basketball community from the Bronx.
Oh, okay.
But youth game was big back then, man. I was so mad.
And because back then, for uniforms, we'd have the cotton shorts with the one stripe on it, the tube socks, the Converses, and a T-shirt. That was a uniform. But now I had like a real uniform. So that's all we cared about them. Being.
Yeah.
I always tell people, man. Do you know what crack is for a basketball player?
What's that?
For like a youth basketball player, what's their crack?
A nice jersey,
a T-shirt,
a nice jersey, a nice bag.
You come into the park with T-shirts, you'll get all them guys on your team, man.
You're right.
And
I don't know about now in this day and age, man. You probably got to.
You got to give them money. NIL deals.
Yeah.
Get it.
But I want to jump back for all the way back to the beginning of this conversation, though. When you guys were introducing yourselves, 2 of the 3 of you guys mentioned that y'all was like going after the girls, and how the coaches were telling y'all about girls. Look at Derek smiling already. Look at.
Wow.
So y'all were Queens ladies, man, or what, man?
It probably was.
You better be careful, Hawk. Be careful, Eric. That's a trick question.
They used to use me as a magnet. I was a quiet one. But, they would put me out front, and then bring the other cats in.
It was tough.
Yeah, because I came from a family of
I played the fifth
parties and stuff. My family. And Brunson came from a strict household, so he couldn't hang out as much. So we had to, Brunson tells the story about he snuck out late and had to fake getting beat up to get home late. Trouble. But I guess for me, because I came from a family of DJs, had a big family, they had a lot of parties. So I was always around that social atmosphere a lot, going to clubs and doing stuff. So I'd probably say me took the lead on that, but just Bo can confirm that.
Yeah.
I don't know. Bo is like, be careful what you say, man. I don't know.
Eric, I think that's a trick question. You try to get us in trouble, Eric. That's what's going on here. No, we used to just have fun along with it. It was basketball, and the little girls came with it. And you guys know. Les knows, you guys, all you got to do is be in a nice set of warm-ups and be out there being seen. The little girls that come around. So that's especially in high school. And at Andrew Jackson, it got so bad. We had this little. It was the back boiler room you had to go through to get in and out because we used to have them night games and it used to be packed. You had them little girls just sitting around in the front entrance and they just knew every which way, man. We used to
Y'all
have
had
to,
night games. That's right, bro. The night.
yeah,
Wow.
yeah, it was a night game. So those are some of the best times of my life, man. You know, and I'm sure Hall can contest to that, and Brunson as well. You know, I think the basketball, even high school now, if you look at it, it faded off a little bit. It's really not the same. I get probably because
It was very different. I mean,
yeah,
one of the things,
the AAU is really setting in, and you know,
yeah,
it's political now. You know.
Yeah, yeah. A lot of these kids don't even go to play on the teams. They just play AAU.
Right,
Yeah.
yeah,
right, right.
yeah.
And I'll never forget. What was that dude name? He went to Vegas for a while. He played at Andrew Jackson, maybe a half a semester. What's his name, Hawk? He played with my nephew.
He went to
Um,
Vegas.
yeah, he played at Vegas, but he played for Jackson, but he played with Lil Dave. It was a playoff game. They played against Hillcrest. He didn't even go to the game. I forgot his name.
I can't. Yeah, I don't remember.
Eric Les, you might know him. He was a well-known ball player.
He
You're
played
not
with.
talking about
Sweet Pea?
Sweet Pea,
Sweet Pea.
yeah, he played with
Oh
Lil
yeah.
Dave.
Oh
And
yeah, yeah.
Oh Lord.
they had a
Lloyd.
playoff game. Yeah, Lloyd Daniels.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah,
And
Lloyd.
he didn't even go. That was the last. That's when it really started. When the kids was really just didn't care nothing about, playing on a high school ball anymore. He went off like when they had a playoff game. So that it's a little tough right now. And hopefully it pick back up in the next generation.
Yeah.
You know, one of the things I wanted to mention, but when we was in high school, I mean, we had a lot of participation from the school itself. Where we had like a whole bleacher with nothing but boosters. There
Mm,
were girls dressed as cheerleaders, but they were just the background for the cheerleading. And we had a whole
right.
20 cheerleaders. And at halftime, that was the highlight of some of again, we'd be downstairs wanting to come upstairs because you just hear all the
That's
back
how
and
nice
forth
it
between
is.
the two teams, the cheerleaders going back and forth at each other.
Mm,
And that was like the
mm.
highlight.
How big
Yeah.
was your school? How many
It was
students?
pretty big.
Yeah.
What's pretty big, man? I went to Brooklyn Tech, so don't tell me about pretty big.
Yeah,
No,
yeah, yeah. You
we
can't
were.
hang with that.
Probably
They
had
had like 20,000 students in Brooklyn
Oh
Tech.
no,
So
we wasn't
20,000.
that much. No, we wasn't that much.
No, it wasn't no.
Elevators, man.
Probably
Wow.
had
We
about
wasn't that much less. But
Yeah.
I gotta ask you, and I was gonna ask
2,500
Eric.
maybe.
Go ahead, Hulk. Go ahead, Hulk.
I don't think it was more than 2,500 students in
Right.
our
That was my graduating class.
Oh
Wow.
wow.
Mm.
Yeah, no, we weren't.
Wow.
Yeah,
yeah,
we
yeah,
weren't that big.
yeah, for
No,
real.
not at all.
Yeah,
Not
what
at
were you
all.
saying, Ty?
No, I was gonna ask you or Les, man. Did y'all ever get a chance to play when y'all played high school? But did y'all play against Jackson, Andrew Jackson, at
No.
all?
No, I never played against a out of
Out of
Brooklyn
borough.
team
No.
other than the Christmas tournaments where we play like Clinton or Stevenson,
Then you would just meet them
Brandeis.
in the finals if you.
Queens never. We never played against any team from Queens.
Okay.
Never. I mean,
Okay,
that's
that
like
was
really
back in the
weird
day.
to me.
Right.
Because I mean, I knew all the people like the teams that especially it was August Martin was the good team,
Right.
Right.
and we
Right.
run up against them, and I was like, those are all my boys, man, because it's like Dave and Jimmy,
Yeah.
and then
David Underwood and
Randy
McDuffie.
Reed.
Randy
Randy,
Reed,
may he
God
Mike
bless
rest in
his
McDuffie,
soul.
peace.
rest in
God
peace.
bless his soul. Yeah, Randy
Yeah,
Reed.
man. I
You
played with
know.
Randy in what was it? There was the Round Ball Classic.
Oh, the
It
Round
was
Ball
like
Classic.
yeah, it was the United States. I'm sorry,
Right,
it
yeah,
was
that was a big deal back then.
yeah, it was the McDonald's All American team
Hmm.
against New York. And
Right.
Wow.
yeah,
Right.
so
Wow.
because they go on a tour and they play every state.
Every
And
state.
Randy got MVP.
Oh
Randy was
wow.
nice. Randy was nice, man.
Yeah, I was like, yo, I said, like, look, let me handle the ball. I'll give it to you. And he was just taking his man. He was just
Yeah.
taking his man.
Randy
I'm
was
telling
quick.
you.
Randy was quick. He was
Yeah.
quick. Fast.
That's when we really started to be recognized that we were
Right.
sophomores. We had a game in St. John's against August Martin. They had Randy
Mhm.
Reed, Mike McDuffin, um, um,
Hey, Dave Underwood.
Dave Underwood, and then who
Jimmy
was
Wright.
Jimmy
Yeah,
Wright.
they
Yeah,
whole starting five looked like a
right.
college
Yeah,
team.
they had a big team. I remember that,
We
man.
wound up playing real well against them, and that's they, that started to talk about how
Right.
the team was going to be a
Right.
great team in the future because we held our own against them. We were sophomores, I think, at that
Yeah,
time.
we were sophomore. They were seniors.
Where did Jimmy Wright go to college at? Jimmy Wright.
That
Rhode
night,
Island.
Jimmy went to Rhode Island.
Rhode
Oh,
Island.
Rhode
Rhode
Island.
Island,
That's
right.
right. That's right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, he passed away last year, man.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
man. He was living here and down in Charlotte area where I live, and
yeah,
I never got
I,
hooked up with him, and I don't know what happened. I don't know if he was sick or
he had been sick for a while. Because I remember years ago, I came down to the Atlanta, Georgia area, and we hung out with him and a couple of guys that moved to the Charlotte, Michael Ford and Marty Wells and
Hmm.
a couple of other guys. And I talked to his brother Stanley quite a bit. Stanley Wright, his
Right.
right.
older brother.
Yeah, because
He had
and
been
that was
sick.
my dude, man. I mean, we when we played together, man, with the
Yeah,
church,
Jimmy was
man.
a
Yeah,
great player.
and it's I had been trying to hook up with him, but time goes by, and we're
Yeah.
at that age where people are passing, like the way the clock moves, man. So it's kind of tough,
Hmm.
man. And it's just a
Hmm.
blessing to be able to reach back at people, even down to like you said, Mike McDuff. Like
Yeah.
Right.
that's another guy I played with, man.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
mean,
Yeah, another
Wow.
great, yeah.
Hell of
Mike
a ball
McDuff.
player.
It
yeah,
was all
Mike
at
and
Long Island Lutheran Road with him and a guy, Winston Nichols. Winston Nichols was on the championship team with Cardoza.
Those are right, right.
But before that, he was at Lehigh with Wayne McCoy
right,
and Mike
yeah,
McDuffin.
yeah,
Imagine if they all stayed together.
and Mike Milligan, and
And
Mike
Mike
Milligan,
Milligan. That's
Mike
right.
Milligan
That's
was
right.
there too.
Another
So
bad
all
guy.
of, but so all Riverside guys, man.
Hmm.
So
Wow.
that was like really to get to know all of these guys, though, man. I mean, it's like that was the Queens contingent of guys, Long Island Queens, and
Hmm.
Right.
we can never really get a strong connection with people in Harlem and the Bronx.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
I
closest
don't
that
know
I think
why.
I ever
Right.
had was probably Dave Britton, probably.
Yeah, Dave still. I think he's still out here in Texas. I'm not sure. It's been a
Yeah,
while since I've seen him.
yeah, he's
But
still
Eric, I
there.
want to ask you, whatever happened to Kevin Calloway? Is he still around?
I don't know, man. I don't know. I mean, a lot of these, like I said, man, people pass, man, and
A
if
passer, yeah, and they move
if
on.
you
And
don't know someone that puts the word out,
Yeah.
and that's why with what we do with the pages on Facebook, that connects us all,
Yes.
Right.
you
Right.
know, and to be able to have that venue to be able to do that, and that's why I created the Queens one. Actually, of course, Dave Underwood asked me to, but
Yeah.
um,
yeah,
but
I got
it's
to
like
pick.
this,
I got to pick with Dave a little bit because he called me a couple of months ago. He had somebody at his house, and there's a picture of us playing in St. John's, and I'm in the corner. I'm shooting a jump shot, and he's coming toward me like he's blocking a shot. And the guy's telling him, "You didn't block his shot." And he said, I'm telling you, I blocked his shot. So he calls me, and I said, "No, Dave, you didn't block that shot." Said playing with Gil, you took a shot that you either was a good shot or shot you didn't can make. So we were back
Yeah,
and forth. But I
yeah.
got the picture, and
Exactly.
I had to
yeah.
send it to him. I said, "No, Dave, you didn't block that shot."
That's
But
funny.
but to have that venue and to be able to us to talk, it gives us the opportunity to also know when
Hmm.
some of the other warriors have passed, and other life experiences. People having kids and
Hmm.
grandkids and any kind of positive information that's shared amongst the brethren of basketball players, man. It means something, at least to me, and so it turns out it means something
Absolutely.
to a lot of us,
Yeah. Yes.
because when it's all said and done, it's a weird statement to make, but all we have is each other. Sounds corny,
Hmm.
man, but as basketball players, when it's all said and done, man, it's like you're not gonna have a reminiscing with that person that was sitting next to you in physics class
Hmm.
or economics class. It's not going to happen,
Hmm.
But the guy that you dunked on, guy that you shook,
Right.
he might be your best friend
That's
tomorrow.
true.
Yeah.
You know,
It's like a
and that's it.
fraternity.
But that's
Yeah.
the value of competition, and when it's done in its proper form, you don't take it off the court and turn it into something negative. It's something positive, and that brethren, like I said before, it means something to us all.
Yeah, the memories, man, is what does it for me. I mean, the fact that I love even to watch the game today, but when I get around guys, man, who has better memories than me, man, who can remember stuff, it brings back those memories, man, and some good and some bad, man. I remember some games, man. I was talking to my guys the other day about it with my teammate, man, didn't even score no points, man, and I was like, but hey, it happens, man. But you can't win them all, but to look back on our journey, man, the people, like I said before, the people that you meet along the way, man, and to be able to share the memories with them, man. Like when I go back to Brooklyn, man, and I play in that 50 and older league, and I see Jeff Thomas and those guys, man, we sit down and talk and chop it up for a while, man, and he always reminds me, man. He said, "Rich, man, I'm gonna tell you again, Gil loved you, Queens boys, man. I'm telling
He
you."
did.
Yeah.
He really did. He
Yeah.
really did.
JT was a bad dude, man.
Yeah, yes he was. Yes he
Jeff was
was, my
nice.
guy.
Jeff was nice.
Yeah, my
Iron
guy.
Man. That's the Iron Man. He
Yeah.
won the Iron Man PSA Iron Man award, man.
Yeah, man.
Jeff,
Yeah.
Jeff was nice.
Take a
That's
lick
how
and
we
keep
won
on
that
ticking.
tournament, E. That last time we won Tompkins, right? Remember JT was on our team. He was
Yeah.
he was in the backcourt.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Man, I love the way he passed me the ball, man.
Jeff,
He
Jeff
made it
was
so
tough.
easy, man. Mm.
Jeff
But
was
once
tough.
again, we go back to Gil again, man. Gil taught you
Yeah.
how to feed the post.
That's the connection. Yeah.
Yeah, bounce
Yeah.
passing and
Yeah.
two-handed
To the
chest pass.
hand. Give it to the hand, man. You know. And if you don't, you're gonna get the hand.
That's it. That's it. I'm
Have
telling
y'all
you.
ever seen it? Have y'all ever seen Gil hit anybody?
Oh yeah, Gil. I remember. I never
What?
forget.
I want to hear
Man.
those stories more
Somebody,
than anything
let me
else.
tell it. Somebody would say he was talking back. He wasn't listening. So Gil just punched him in the chest. Wow.
I don't know if it was
He
that
said,
Gardner.
"Now go get
That
your
might have been
father."
Gardner. It may have been Gardner.
Go
I'm
get
not
your
sure.
father.
He was gonna throw the clipboard at Garner because he was
Right, I was
laughing.
about to say that. I seen him throw the clipboard. He flipped that clipboard, man, and he do it so fast.
He said, "I'm not gonna throw where you sit. I'm gonna throw where you duck."
Yeah.
You said he
Yeah.
did it to Gardner.
Yeah, Lloyd Gardner. Lloyd
Yeah,
Gardner.
man, he rest in peace. Lloyd passed away.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
how I
I
was
forget
going
the
out
other
big
guy. I
one.
remember the guy he punched. He punched this guy and he told him to go get his father, and he didn't want that
Well,
smoke. So I
that
don't
wasn't
think he
Lloyd
told his
Gardner
father.
then. That wasn't Lloyd Gardner.
It wasn't Gardner though.
He used to imitate Gil all the time. And Gil, I think Gil kind of
He
hurt
caught
him.
him a few times.
Yeah, he caught him. That's what I'm saying. I think Gil kind of hurt him. And Gardner stopped and started like, Gardner was the comedian, man.
Hey, I remember on the bus trip going to Baltimore, and I
Oh,
think I might have slipped up and said a curse word, man. Gil was me,
Oh,
but he didn't really, he was like, all right, I'm gonna let your little brother pass. I said, everybody kept like gassing up, oh, ooh, brother. Gil smirking, right? Then Gil turned around and said, all right, listen, keep the noise down. Don't have me come back there. He said, I'm gonna start hitting blows. If you don't believe me, ask Fly Williams. He said,
Yeah.
serious. He said that. I'll never forget. He loved Jocko though. He loved Jocko. He used to talk about Jocko a lot.
man.
Fly
Oh,
Williams and
my
Jocko
God.
and the rest of them dudes. He
he used
kind
to
of
come to
gave us.
practice with a Jocko and Jeff Houston. Was it Jeff
Yeah,
Houston?
Jeff Houston too. Yeah.
He used to let him practice against us. That helped us get better as well.
Yeah, smooth Jeff. Jeff, I used to love
Hey,
his game. I used to love his game.
I think Gil brought the best out of us, man, so much. We didn't really have that intensity kind of coach in Queens because our game definitely stepped up more on the defensive end. Because, in that hot sun, man, he had us pressing, man, and pressing, and feet was burning, man. And, I mean, we did it so much we started to love it. And
Yeah.
I never forget, man, we played this game, and I had just signed with Rutgers maybe a couple of weeks before. And it was a fast break. And the guy was crossing the half court, going fast. And I was kind of a little bit in front of him. And I put the jets on a little bit. And when I got to the 3-point line, I kind of bunny hopped. I took a big jump on the 45-degree angle, and I caught him with the offensive. And I was kind of amazed that I even thought about doing that. And I looked over at Gil on the bench, and he was smacking everybody like, did you see that?
Gil get excited about you taking the charge or you playing good defense.
He was smacking dudes because
score.
they weren't clapping, man. He was like, did you see that?
Yeah.
And then and I was so hyped, man. I'll never forget those plays that stand out in your mind.
Yeah.
We were pressing, man, and one dude threw the ball the length of the court, and I kind of was running at it and jumped in midair, man, and caught the ball, man. And then Gil was took me to the side and said, listen, son, he said, you play that way at Rutgers, you're going to have a great career. I appreciate everything he did for me, man, for sure.
Yeah. I mean, for me, man, it's funny because Gil remembered everything about you, no matter what kind of player you were. And he would share that information with the younger players and say, look, I want you to do this. And somebody came to me and said, Gil used to always say, if you want to learn how to shoot a jump shot, you shoot it like Eric Short, and Gil, I mean, those guys used to do that though, because and believe it or not, it wasn't a compliment to say something to me because I wasn't there to hear it. But for that person that heard that, it was like, you have to do better than what you're currently doing. If Gil says something to me, that's how I'm interpreting it. And I got to do better at what I'm doing. So I might take that home with me and start working on my jump shot. Because Gil said I got to work on my jump shot. You know? And mom says, take the garbage out. And said, Mom, but I'm working on my jump shot. That's more important, But he connected the dots for you for the next step in your evolution.
Absolutely.
And that's what any coach should be doing for you. Gil Reynolds, George, Lester, all of those guys that was my experience. I'm pretty sure you guys have the same thing. They provide us the information for us to be better at the next step, whether it be on the court or off the court, how we conduct ourselves. And Gil used to hold you responsible. And to answer your question, Derek, Gil and I used to crack up laughing all the time, but it was only on my senior, when I became like a senior, around that right before he started reffing less. To be quite honest with you, he was kind of like opening up a little bit. And to see a smile, like he doesn't smile though, man, but it's like
like a growl.
It's like he's proud of what you become.
I'm laughing right now.
He's
telling you he's laughing because it doesn't look like a laugh.
Right. You gotta tell you.
Love what Sidney Green did for him, man. Gotten that job out there in Florida, man. That was right on point, man. I saw that from a distance. I was always rooting behind the scenes, man. And but the fast forward a little bit, man. This basketball game that we talk about, man. What do you think? Is it hurting right now? The NIL is hurting the sports. What do you think, Les? What do you think? What is the NIL doing to the game, man? I think I don't know.
Save me for last, and y'all answer that.
Well, I'm gonna tell you something. I was at my coach passed away recently, and there was a lot of people there in the gym. That's where they had the memorial service.
Yeah.
And there's people up there now said that they wish they had my jersey. So I'm down for that shit, man.
Right.
But I think that it's spoiling the athletes in the sense that like the honor that Les is talking about, that's proper.
Yes.
But when you're doing it, forsaking your education, forsaking your skill sets and playing the game, forsaking the concept of teamwork and being part of something bigger than just you individually, you're participating in a event that requires other people to participate with you. And for you to be getting, let's just say, $1 million, and the guy that's playing starting with you, he's getting $10 or nothing. It kind of it torts him, because now you think I'm more important than you, and that's what it does. Because when in our society, there's a financial measurement of a person's worth, right?
Right.
So if you're getting a big value check and the guy next to you is getting considerably less, how is that teamwork?
Yeah.
And it's infiltrating. It doesn't have anything to do with teamwork, but it's infiltrating into the concept of team. I know now that Les is getting a big check. Well,
Are there any stipulations on that? Like you gotta have a C average or something? Like you at least gotta be going to class? Is there anything connected to you getting NIL money?
I'm not sure about that.
I don't think so. No.
The answer is no. I know the answer is no.
No, okay.
No,
because you get paid. Some people get paid for their popularity, not for their performance.
Right.
Absolutely.
You could come into the league, with a reputation, and they already start to decide numbers you're going to give you. You haven't even made a basket yet.
So, your grades don't mean anything at all?
No. I think that you do have to. I do know this because the kid I coached in the summer league at Kansas,
right,
at Maryland, and they gave him $800,000. but you don't get all that money at once.
Okay.
It's stipulations to it. I don't know how they divvy it up, but the academics do have something to do with it. Like they have it's like a contract.
Okay.
Yeah, this
So
is
they
your
have to
money,
meet
but you have to
requirements.
follow this, and this. Yeah.
Right. But to
Yeah, I
some
haven't
degree,
really
it
followed
doesn't
it
have
much at all,
anything
so I
to.
really can't speak
Yeah.
too much about it. You know, I just haven't followed it that closely to know the pros and cons. But again, you know, it's one of those things where, I mean, one thing that I see happening is, you know, back in our days, if you were a top all-city player in New York, you would go to a D1 school. But now they got this thing where they have the what is it, where you can transfer right away? What do they call it? The portal?
Yeah, Brunson was
Right.
telling me about some. Yeah,
And
I
a
think
lot of the
that's the
younger
new
guys
thing
that
now.
don't even get a shot because you got a guy that's got 2 years experience that could come over. They recruiting within other schools and instead
Yeah.
of giving young
That's
people
true.
opportunity.
Yeah.
That's a good
Listen.
point.
Yeah.
That's a
There's like
good
4
point.
things happening all together at the same time. You have the
Mm.
portal that's allowing people that are 26, 27 years old to play
Right.
basketball still in
Yeah, grown
college.
men.
And then you have the money. Then you have
Money.
the academic requirements, which is a scholarship. And
Mhm.
then you have, all the other factors. There's probably 2 or 3 more that are just annoying factors that have something to do with this process.
Yeah,
You think,
there's a
like
lot
the
there.
NBA and making money for the next level. That's
Mhm.
dangling over all these athletes. They're not talking to each other. Those things that I mentioned, they don't deal with each other,
They all are independent.
harmoniously to be able to make it work properly.
Mhm.
The
I mean,
guy that's
it's hard now for the high school student athlete.
Yeah, that's what I was
I
saying.
mean, it's
Yeah.
almost as if I'm on the D3 level, junior college, and the JUCO level is real hot right now. But it's like they put a Band-Aid on all the things that's happening. So I'm a college coach. I ain't really looking at a high school student unless he top
You got to
tier.
really be.
But if he top tier, he got so many options. He could go overseas for a year, could be a pro in 1 year. He got so many options. He could go get that $1 million in Alabama or wherever, and then you get the kid who's decent and has so-so grades. He ain't meeting the criteria anyway. So he
Right.
can't, his SAT score is too low.
Right.
So now he's looking at the JUCO route.
Mhm.
The JUCO route is no money.
But the evidence that's there is that you'll see that assumingly the JUCOs and Division threes, the skill level should increase because kids can't get scholarships because there's guys that are not leaving.
Yeah.
And if they're not leaving, there's less scholarships. Like if each school has 2 scholarships available, but then they're going to the portal and getting a guy that's already graduated and
Yeah,
is
that's already
24
proven.
years old. So there's less scholarships. So D2, D3, that level of competition should increase. But
You also have to factor in the fact that they're recruiting a lot of people from other countries now.
Yeah, well, I forgot about that. Thanks, D.
Europe and
Thank you.
Africa, they take.
Yeah.
I mean, look at the
And
league. The top players in the league are all from pretty much the top. If you look at the top 5 to 10 players in the NBA, how many of them from other countries?
Yeah, right.
And you want to know something that's funny? I saw this happening about 6, 7 years ago. And I mentioned him before, but I said Quincy Miller, who played for Baylor. He was from, I think he's like, he had transferred like 3, 4, 5 schools. And I was doing a showcase event. And there was, players on all of the teams that were there. They were from Canada. That's what there was like. Every team had like 2 or 3 guys from Canada.
Canada, France.
And it was like, I mean, they're very close. Canada guys come right across the border and participate in AAU tournaments and da-da-da. They're in the Nike circuit, to some degree. And then before you know it, they're infiltrating, which is fine. But the level of outside influence of international basketball is taking those, those spots as well. Because they're going to college too. They're not just going into the pros and getting drafted.
Yeah, I'm going to the colleges too.
Yeah, and
taking away those spots.
Right. Yeah. And it's not our spots that are being taken. I mean, I don't own the spot, but it's taking spots that are available. And hence Americans aren't getting it. But we're not skilled.
No,
we're not skilled.
They're not guild. As we say, they're not guild.
Right.
I like that one.
Hey, are you familiar with the extra year they're promoting at the JUCO level?
Yeah.
So now kids aren't even considering D2.
No, you can't.
They saying, man, I'm going D3 JUCO because I get that extra year on the back end.
Right. Yeah.
So if you ain't being heavily recruited, that's why the JUCO schools are so hot right now, man. My phone is ringing up the hook, man. Of men and women's team, because the parents know if you go JUCO, you get an extra year on the 4-year school. So
Yeah.
Wow.
why go? Why go
and
to a
it doesn't
D2
make
school?
it any easier because once again the skill level is low,
Right.
and on the next level, the game has changed. So how you're learning the game and learning your skill sets, and that's what it turns out that the game is changing. So now I can take an extra step on my layups. I'm shooting threes. I don't have to have a drop step. Yeah. And it's like, but I was interviewed like 2 weeks ago by this guy, and we were talking about this, and I was Rich, him,
Mike Melton.
Yeah, Mike with Mike Melton, right?
Yeah,
and
Mike,
so,
my guy.
he's part of our crew.
Yeah.
And like I was saying, like entertainment and the nerds have infiltrated the game of basketball. No disrespect to nerds,
I agree.
Yeah, because now there's 14 coaches on the bench, and there's a guy sitting there just doing stats. He's just doing stats. Yeah. I mean, I don't understand. So that's more important than you having skill sets of knowing how to make a move to make a basket, and then they're monitoring like numbers. Like it's kind of like Vegas has invested into the game. So now they're betting. So even the coaches are betting on things internally, which is legal. You can say, well, that guy's not, his percentages is odds of him making a shot, right? But then entertainment, the entertainment side of the game, that is infiltrated as well. Yeah. So, and then you have the people that are the I guess the police, the referees, they have an integral part in this too. And they're not doing their job.
They're doing horrible, man. They're horrible.
Right, just look at the game. That's what I was saying. When you watch the game from the carrying, they'll take 5 steps before they put it back on the floor.
Yep.
They'll do that. And
when the last time you see somebody get an offensive charge call?
No, I mean, but I'm just reiterating what Eric is saying. It's getting so political, it's crazy.
Oh, yeah, I know.
It's just about. It's not even basketball. Rick Barry goes crazy over this, man.
Right.
Them guys, I've never seen nobody take one dribble, take 3 steps after that. And I mean, it's crazy.
And a pause.
Yeah.
A pause step.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, definitely different. Definitely.
But meanwhile, and there's another group that's infiltrating as well. And that's the, I don't know if you guys are young enough to know the Philibreast man, right?
The which man?
The guy, the guy rings the doorbell. He's selling the vacuum cleaners.
Oh, the Philibreast?
Or the Encyclopedia Britannica. Those are trainers. They're ringing everybody's bell, man. It's like they're listening, people. Like, look, I can train your son to be this, to be that.
Oh, yeah.
Making good money, too. Making good money.
Yeah, man. And my wife hates me.
No, the guys can't play. They can still get paid.
My wife hates me for not charging.
Yeah.
And I know you don't charge, Rich, right? You don't charge nobody. I mean, I don't understand. And charging is not a big deal. So I give it a bad rap. But guys are charging and then not getting the job done.
Yeah.
That's the problem.
A personal coach, brother.
I'm not going to hire a carpenter and the guy's not doing the work, man. What, but he's got good references. He's a good guy. What does he know about basketball?
I'm actually putting something together with Chris Smith, man. J.R. Smith, brother. He's in the area playing in the pro league. And Muggsy Bogues, by the way. We're going to do something at my college, man, for the young kids, man, like ages maybe 11 to 14, and just straight fundamental clinic. And then we're gonna separate all the kids, man, and just no games, just 3-on-3 games. We're bringing the 3-on-3 back because now the kids have more opportunity to touch the ball, more opportunity to set the screens, and just understand how to space on the floor and move. So
the
3-on-3, man.
Rich,
yes, we do it.
The best teacher of playing any basketball game as a kid has been playing in the parks by yourself.
Pickup games.
Yeah.
Right.
And when I run my camp, And I tell this to people all the time, and coaches come in and they want, hey, you should do this. No, I don't want any coaches involved. Get out of here. This showcase camp, and they're playing 5-on-5 games. But what they're doing is that there's no coaches running their practices or anything. It's the kids pick up 5-on-5.
Learning, right. You got to learn by playing.
Excuse me. And that gives the kids an opportunity to have mentors and men that know the game around them, and now they're creating. And all we're doing is pushing their creativity.
There you go. Yep. Absolutely right.
And that's what's missing, because nobody plays pickup ball. So you catch the ball down low, whether you're a guard or a big man, and you don't know what to do with it. You got your back, and the guy that's holding you is 5'10", 6 feet, and you're 6'8", and you don't know how to make a move on
How to
that.
make a move.
But you're making $7 million a year.
Dawn Staley said it the other day after her game. She said not enough ball players are playing pickup games. She said that. Dawn Staley.
I saw that.
I saw that.
She said that. Yeah, she said that, man. So
that's the best teacher.
But you have no creativity in decision making. You know, I saw a guy playing in a game. It was Bonchero.
Yeah.
Put the ball on the foul line, turned around and made a move. The guy was standing there in the out of the restricted area, got the offensive because he just ran him over. And I said to my daughter, spin. What happened to the spin move? You put it down one time, but he was hell bent. The only thing that he knew to do was to be a rocket man.
Correct.
But when you have the ball in your hands, you're everything. That's what Gilly said. You have the ball in your hands, you're everything.
But not to cut you off, man, but check this out, man. I've seen a motherfucker try to take an offensive foul on me, and I just took him out, and he didn't do that shit no more.
Right. No, that's true. But I'm saying, but I'm just saying, I think the reason why I was upset about that move he made was it was a critical moment. I think that's why I was critical of that, of him making that mistake, because it was critical. And that offensive foul cost him down on the other end, and it's a foul for himself. So he's not thinking, because he had 3. So he got his 4th. They lost the ball. The guys were shooting foul shots, and it was like 2 minutes left, and they were in a critical moment.
Right.
And
time and understanding time and situation.
Yeah, spin, seal, and go up and dunk on him 2-leg jump.
I like his game though. He's got a nice game.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, but that's the flaw in every NBA player.
Yeah, he came out early too.
Yeah.
But Les, you got a lot of Anthony Mason in you. You just run right over him.
Let's get into the game, man. You know.
Let's ain't playing around.
Bro. Yeah, that's that Brooklyn. That's that Brooklyn style. They teach you that.
Yeah, man.
Just like these days, a little man ain't gonna come down the middle of the court. Back in the days, they would never come in the middle.
That's right.
The coach tell you put his ass right on the floor.
Yeah.
You know. But they don't do that no more. The game is so political now, man. Sometimes it really is hard to watch, you know.
But back then also, we didn't. I don't know for you guys, but when I came to Rutgers, man, in '79, it was, watching those football guys walk on campus, man, them big necks, man. I was like, they used to always look at us and say, "Yo, get in that weight room." Like, come on, man, I ain't going to no weight room, man. Crazy. But that mentality, man, was a whole nother ball game. But I remember my first year we played against Pittsburgh, Carlton Neverson and them, and Sam Clancy, who went to play.
Oh my God!
Remember Sam Clancy? E?
Man, keep talking, man.
So it was a 3-on-1 fast break, and Sam was in the middle playing defense, and I came running full speed, man. I hit Calvin Troy with the pass, but I couldn't put the brakes on, and Sam, man, just picked me up in midair. He caught me. I got airborne. He caught me, man, and held me like a little baby in his arms.
He's a freak, man. Sam Clancy was a freak.
He's big dude.
Man. They call offensive foul. And I said, how you call offensive foul? He caught me. He's like rocking me to sleep, like rocking my face.
Let me tell you something, man. He could touch his knees without bending over, right?
Man, he was so athletic.
He beat me. When he played in that game that Randy Reed won the MVP. He beat me in the dunk contest.
Really?
I've never seen anybody jump like him in my life. He was jumping like off the wrong foot sideways.
Yeah, he was athletic, bow-legged. Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm telling you, he didn't play professional basketball.
No, he never made it.
With the
No.
Cleveland
man.
Browns.
Yo, he was a lineman, man. He played football.
Cleveland
He
Browns.
played football. Right. I think he played with George Allen, right?
Yeah,
He played with Georgia Pitt.
Yeah, because you went to Pitt.
Oh, that's right.
He played with George Allen. It was George Allen freshman year.
He was a freak, man. I'm telling you, man. I'm unbelievable. I mean, and he's still to this day. You see pictures of him. He's still cut, got that jaw. I mean, he's scary looking. He really is, man. He's like a big version of Vinnie Johnson, man.
Yeah, he was tough, man. He wasn't that tall. He was what, 6'4"?
Yeah, he's 6'5", man. But if his legs were straight, he'd probably be like 6'9".
Yeah.
Because he's totally bow-legged, man.
Yeah.
It's the same with LeBron. That's the same with LeBron. People don't know that, man. I mean, you stand next to LeBron and look like, or stand a distance and look, and he's like his legs are so bold that it's ridiculous, man. I'm telling you, man.
Les, man, who, if you had to name one guy, man, that played in college against you, man, like you coming from Brooklyn or, being skilled yourself and just made you say, God damn. Like
I know who you're going to say.
No, I'm asking you, who would you say that you played against that was super tough?
Kelvin Hicks.
I knew it.
Kelvin Hicks.
Really? You played against Kelvin? That was Texas Tech, right? Y'all played against Texas Tech?
He didn't play at Iowa State all those years.
Yeah, that's what I said. I think Leston played. He played.
Leston, I think. Yeah, they had in the college division. It was Kelvin Hicks.
Yeah, but Les played against him in college. They played. They were rivals.
Yeah, Where's he from? Where's he from, Bo?
He's from Queens.
No, he's from Brooklyn, man. He went to high school with Les. He went to Brooklyn Tech.
No, he's from Brooklyn.
Right, he went to Brooklyn.
Oh, okay.
Right, but him and Pete Edwards was real tight, wasn't he?
Yeah, they went to college together.
Yeah. Pete was I think Pete was a freshman. Cal's junior year. Yeah, they only played 2 years together.
We played against them in Iowa State, man, and the person I remember that gave me fits was Curtis Sumter.
It's crazy.
He had the little shag.
Man, he rest in peace, man, too, man.
I'll tell you one guy I played against in college, and I was really amazed, man. And y'all know who I'm talking about, Dave Crosby. Dave Crosby. Come on, Dave Crosby.
Come on.
Man, he rest in peace, too.
He played at Morris High School in the Bronx.
Yeah,
that's the
Morris. That's right. Man, he rest in peace.
The talent. Yeah. Oh yeah. Okay then.
Yeah, he was tough.
He played at Morris.
We almost beat him, man. We almost beat him. We took him to overtime. They had Winston Nicholas. It was Dave Crosby, Big Nick. They had a crew.
Dave had big hands too.
Yeah, he was so smooth though, Eric. I mean, the kid, he was effortless. I mean, he don't even look like he was playing the game. That's how. Like he was slow motion, man.
Yeah.
I mean, he was just real.
Way advanced. He was way advanced.
He was nice.
For me, man, it got to be my man, shooting guard from Cleveland State, man, Frank Edwards.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Frank Edwards.
Yeah, he was a beast, man. He was a beast.
Where was he from, B?
I don't know where he was from, man, but
the Bronx.
Played against him in college.
Is that where he's from?
Yo, Frank Edwards from New York, man, Harlem.
The one that played at Cleveland State. Where's he from?
Oh man, I don't know if he went to Cleveland State.
I don't know if it's the same one.
No, he's not the same Frank Edwards I'm talking about.
Yeah, it might be a different Frank Edwards.
Yeah, him and Isaiah, man, probably the top two, man. Those two guys, man, it was tough, man. How about you?
It'd be hard for me to answer that question because I done played against all of y'all. So I don't know. All of y'all are tough, man. I mean, I could say Al King, but I mean, Al was out, so I'm not, I'm not going to mention him. But, oh man,
tell him about the 68.
Probably Rolando Blackman.
Stop. Tell him about the 68 points I scored on you in junior high school.
There had to be a lot of those games. You only play like 4 or 5 minute quarters.
That was before my outcoming, man. I mean, that Les was the man that. No, but seriously, man. In all seriousness, man, it'd probably be Rolando Blackman.
Okay, Roe was nice.
Because we're almost like identical in size, athleticism. We jumped differently, but he never gave up on you, man. It's like I don't.
And he's on my list of NBA players that I watched throughout the years, and I critique them in a way where I say, how come they're not doing this? If they at that level, how come they can't do this? How come Shaq can't shoot free? It's a list I have.
Mm-hmm.
And Rolando, I met him at 5-star. He came up there with Hubie Brown. But in his days playing with the Knicks, man, I was always kind of upset at him because he couldn't really make left-hand layups. Like, that wasn't his thing, going to the left. He struggled in that, man. I was like, damn, how come he
right? His game had limitations that were kind of obvious to see, but he was just tough, though. I mean, in the conversation what we're talking about, it would probably be him for me. Him and Sam Worthing.
Yeah, Sam. I forgot about Sam. Yeah.
But check it out. When we were in high school, Eric was playing center, and so was Rolando, because I played against them like that.
Yeah, you played center?
I was a forward, but I had to hold them in those games.
Yeah, right. And Midwood, I was a center.
Yeah.
Wow.
Wait a minute, how tall are you, Eric?
6'4", 6'5".
Huh?
Yeah, 6'5".
Which one is it? 6'4",
oh,
6'5"?
wow. And
well, I'm in between. It depends on which sneakers I'm wearing. if I have on shoes, I'm 6'4". If I have on Nikes, I'm 6'5".
Gotcha. You had an old Chuck Taylor.
Yeah, but yeah, man. I mean, we both played center, but but for me in college, in high school, I transitioned during my last season. Offensively to be away from the basket, but defensively, I had to play center, like Les said, and it's like it was him, and they had to play against guys like Al or, and even down to like Riley Clarita and Andre Gaddy, and the guys that I'm mentioning, and I know people that watch this are going to get tired of hearing this, but Les is like 6'7". There's me, then there's Calvin Hicks, then there's Riley Clarita, who is 6'5", Andre Gaddy, that was 6'9", and one other guy, Felix Tertullian, who was at Erasmus as well, and he played at Florida Southern. They won national championship D2. All of us were 6'5" and bigger. We all lived in Flatbush. We were all supposed to go to Erasmus High School.
Yeah.
Wow. Was that Ira James?
That's a nice little crew right there. Yeah.
That's ridiculous. That means I would have been playing two guard. Exclusively.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, but
the other funny thing though is that me and Calvin both went to Brooklyn Tech, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he played his senior year, and I played my senior year. That was it. Now we both played on this church league team for Lenox Road Baptist Church with Mr. Williams. And I remember the first time that he was tired of us beating him. He went to Grace. And all his guys started coming over to our team because we used to win all the time. And Mr. Williams always asked, "Where do you go to school?" And they got to Kelvin, and he said, "Brooklyn Tech." I turned around and said, "You don't go to Brooklyn Tech. I go to Brooklyn Tech. I ain't never seen you in school." And I wondered why he's not on the team. Because, you couldn't play high school ball and outside leagues.
Yeah.
We played together. And the next year we played together. And then he made the team his senior year. And I made the team my senior year. But we never played together in high school.
Yeah.
Wow.
And the team that he's talking about, the church team that we all played when we were younger together, that when years later, like when Les was playing with Calvin, that team was good enough to be above average high school basketball. Like they would have been at least like a winning season. That's how good that church team was. Yeah. Guys that didn't make teams, and it wasn't because of their grades or anything, they just didn't make the team, but they were good enough to be at least a top tier team if they had been a high school team, But that's like, part of the course, because like there's so many players in Flatbush and even in other communities where you guys are just your three from 40 projects. How many other guys were there that could ball?
A bunch.
A whole lot, right?
A whole lot, yeah.
But imagine if all of y'all had went to the same high school. It was somebody would have fell off and would have had an opportunity. Now,
that's what happened, E. That's what happened.
Yeah, but I want to tell you, let me tell you. A lot
of guys did go to that high school, man, but they found out when they got to Jackson, everybody left again.
Right. Yeah. But let me tell you this. In Brooklyn, and I have this article that showed, it's like 1974, 75, all the high schools in Brooklyn, and the racial makeup. And in schools like Fort Hamilton, which are close by, in white neighborhoods, there was like black players, black students that had, been bused. The busing sent them there. Now, Albert King, Bernard King, the whole King family, guys that lived in Fort Greene projects, all were supposed to go to Boys High, but they went somewhere else. We were all supposed to, the guys that were in Flappers were all supposed to go to either Wingate or Erasmus. We all went somewhere else. And if we had all been stuck, the opportunities never would have been available to us. Then you look back and it's like, look at how many good basketball players and end up being good men, but as basketball players that New York or Brooklyn, Queens had, it was because we had an opportunity to play at a school and not be engulfed with, somebody who plays the same position as me, like 14 guys. One of us aren't going to make it.
Right. To get to be recognition.
Yeah. But the impact of that is, if you like not y'all, because there's no way for us to tell because we're all successful and adults now. But imagine if that opportunity would not present itself, the direction and the journey that would have taken individuals that didn't have that opportunity. They would have went other journeys. Right. So, and we don't know whether it was positive or negative, but all I know is that the busing process that happened in New York City afforded a lot of people to, strive athletically. Yeah. Academically, you got to do your job, no matter where you're at. But athletic, opportunities were presented because of busing, and people knocked it, but it actually, that's where it worked. All the things that busing might have been negative about, it did work when it came to athletics.
Correct.
But Eric and Les, I have to say this, man. I mean, just listening to you, your story is our story. It's kind of crazy. It sounds crazy. Exactly. You just simplified that whole deal in one, me, Brunson, and Hawk. All the guys, when we was at Jackson, guys had to go ahead and leave Jackson to go to Cadoza, and guys had to go to Jamaica High. So, Eric, you said exactly what we've been going to. We had Brunson with us, but he went ahead and went to Hillcrest. So, you guys' story is exactly the way the Queens story is, and there was so many ball players. Yes. And like I said, we can't sit back and say, all right, well, this guy is Jack. No, we had so many ball players, man, just like you guys, just listening to
before and after.
Yes. Yeah. A lot of guys who need to get their flowers, man, that I really can't even think of now. I mean, Hawk and Brunson, maybe y'all can think of so many guys who've been before and after.
It's a long list, man. It's a long list, man.
Yes. And I apologize if I can't get to them, man, because
but the list is even longer of the guys that you kind of forgot about.
Right.
There was a guy you played with that he was so nice, and then he's not around.
Absolutely, and I feel bad though. I really feel bad because I'm sitting there doing this little podcast. This is not a little podcast, but it's something that everybody can go ahead and maybe take in, to what everyone is saying. And think about it as they're growing up, over the years. So many guys, I can't, like Craig Pendergrass. I mentioned, oh man, it's just so many, I mean, I can't think of every name. It's just.
Yeah, I play with Craig too.
Oh yeah, that's right. Did you play with on the Riverside?
Yeah.
Was that at Columbia? That wasn't at Columbia, was it?
We played the Russians.
The Russians, right? That was we played right before y'all when I played with
That's
Snyder.
right. I remember that game. That's right.
I played with Snyder was coaching us, but I didn't make because Craig made the Russians with y'all. I guess that was with y'all.
And that's funny, man, because all of the news stuff that came out, the only thing that they mentioned was Eric Marbury.
Yep.
Because the Russians beat the living daylights out of us. They were like 30 years old, man.
Right. That was at Hawk School. That was at Columbia, matter of fact.
Yeah. And the crazy thing. But the crazy thing also, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, you got it. Go ahead.
I was going to say the crazy thing is that, like I said, it talked about Eric, but like all of the footage or all of the, captions that they did in the paper, they were me. And they were like showing me like being double teamed by these two Russian guys or getting the ball stolen. I'm like, why are you showing me making mistakes? You're showing me making turnovers, man.
Wow.
Yeah, but I tell you, man, it's like, and that team alone got me to meet some guys that I would have never had opportunity. Guys from Harlem, like Thomas Ridley and like you said, George Washington.
Ridley from the Bronx.
Yeah, Yeah, because
Yeah.
he played at Morris with
Right, Morris
Crosby.
with yeah,
Yeah,
Dave
with
Crosby.
Dave.
Yeah,
And
they had a,
Fat Daddy, Adam
Fat
yeah,
Smith.
Daddy,
Yeah,
right.
Sadler.
When the
Fat
Yeah,
Daddy.
Pentagon,
Yeah, I
yeah,
remember Sadler.
yeah,
And Miss
yeah,
Shula, Miss
man.
Shula.
It's
They had a
too
great team.
many guys, man. Norman
Norman
Scullard,
Thomas.
and
Yeah,
it's a
I remember
lot
that.
of guys, man.
yeah.
And
There's so many.
yeah, and so I just think that, the opportunity for us to have the podcast and the talk and
Yeah.
to, break bread with each other, man, it's a priceless thing, man, because all we have, well, not all, but our memories, man, that's important at this age,
Yeah.
and
Absolutely.
they were good. I must say, I tell people all the time, and it's like the best years, that not just the best years of my life, but I think like in our society, the best years were the 70s
Yes, indeed.
Oh,
and
that
the
was a great
80s.
years.
Yeah,
70s.
Yes,
Yeah.
indeed. Yes,
know,
indeed. Hmm.
and we were
Hey,
all
hey,
part of
hey,
that.
I want to take the opportunity, man, to thank you and Les, man, because like me and you talk a lot, Eric, about how people are putting out articles and all that, man. And I get excited when I see them, man. And then people are making comments to it, man. And oh,
Mhm.
that's my man, so and so. I used to live next door to him, and this and that.
Right.
But we see articles, man. We get excited. But for you guys, man, to actually create this platform, man, and create these interviews, anybody could have did that, man. Everybody want to do it, but it ain't for everybody.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But
Mhm.
somebody got to do it, man. And I appreciate you guys, man, coming forward and just touching base on this whole, even the Brooklyn thing, man, is out of sight. And to mention Queens, man, I think I salute you guys, man, for sure.
I'm trying to
Yeah.
I'm trying to get you guys to grow the Queens page, and it will. I mean, we're
Mhm.
we're taking it a little slower than we did with the Brooklyn one, but it's going to get there, man. And I I get emotional about this, man.
Yeah, me too. Me too. Me and
I
Bo was talking earlier about his brother, man, Cowhead, man. That era, two generations maybe before us, man. So those guys got more information than us, man, on who played back in those days.
yeah,
Hmm.
this is
Yeah.
important to me, man. I mean, I don't know why. I mean, I can't put my finger on the reasoning behind it. I don't know how Les feels, man. That's my brother, so he's gonna go where I go because I'm gonna go where he goes. So, but the opportunity that this afforded me is just for my own sanity and to try to place myself in um better light than because of what has happened to me. I don't know if y'all know, but I'll just show you. You know, it's been a rough
Okay.
life, man.
Oh, man.
Like
Oh, okay.
it's
Yeah,
been rough.
sorry to hear that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Now
yeah.
I'm here, man. Don't worry, man. But
That's a blessing. Yeah,
for
yeah.
me, man, I honestly, emotionally, am really tied to this at a really micro crazy level because it just means a lot.
Mhm.
Hmm.
And it's like I guess maybe because my mortality question, I don't know if I'll be
Well, that's
tomorrow,
it.
so I'm trying to get it all in. But
Hmm.
it's a respect factor also. Um,
Mm. That's what
everybody
Mike.
that is
That's what
everybody
Mike
is what
Melton said about you, man. I'll tell you exactly why you do what you do, brother. Because, like Mike Melton said, he hit it right on the nose. He said, "Man, I remember when we all coached together. The kids were scared of you, man, because you demanded respect. But more importantly, you made sense. So when you talk, everybody listen, man. So you got that knack, man, of getting your point across, and man, and that's the best attribute a coach can really have, to coach somebody, man, and tutor them, and to have them actually eye to eye and listen, man, and gain that respect and go out and do it, man. So I
because
think
when you
that's
give
why
a
you do it.
damn, because you
Yeah,
give a
yeah.
damn,
Yeah,
That's why you
you
do
yeah.
it,
know,
brother.
Mhm.
it's
I like to add to
caring,
that
man.
as well. Like I think about like I love music. I used to DJ, so when I play like some of the older songs from the groups I grew up with, it just takes me to another place. And I think uh, going back to those times, you just feel good.
Yeah.
When you think about it, it's like reliving the past, but you
Oh
reliving
man,
those good
yeah,
times.
right.
That's what it does for me, man. That's why I'm so connected. That you play a certain song and bring me back to a certain like in
Yeah,
high school, there were certain songs that bring me back to my senior year in high school or the play, music
yeah,
in the park.
no
Um,
doubt, no
so I
doubt.
think for us, and basketball like a big fraternity. You know, I may not have known you, Eric, or less personally, but I've read about you, I've heard about you. So it's almost like I didn't know you, but I know you.
Yeah.
Just into even like a kid, like Ted Portwine. We went to the same high school, but we were so many years apart. I didn't really know Ted until we connected on one of these podcasts, and now we connected. We feel like even though we didn't grow up in the same era, I didn't see him play, didn't really connect with him much. I feel like I've known him all that time through the stories and the names that I hear. And I have to mention one of my friends that I met recently who played with Gil, and you guys may know him better than I do, named Mike Huggins from Brooklyn.
Oh yeah,
He
Huggy.
always tells me, we met because of Gil connection. We got a conversation a couple of years ago. Now we talk all the time. Another guy named Bill Pitt mentioned you guys. So these are connections that we make, even though we didn't know each other, grew up together. We do something as similar as Gil. We all connected because through Gil and through basketball and this thing we call sports. And
Yes.
because we love the game so much, even though we don't know each other personally, and it could be from different eras, but we still feel like we know each other because
Mm-hmm.
we've been to the same thing. Our
I
lives
agree.
are like both said, our lives are just like your lives, and we
Yeah.
have the same challenges. But it's a big fraternity,
Mhm.
and it's a strong fraternity too.
Yeah,
Yep.
definitely. And it's getting stronger by the day because as we talk,
Yeah.
that this bond is going to go further. So,
Hmm.
it's like there's a starting five right here, man. Come to think.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Start.
Well,
Just
let's
as long
hope
as y'all
so.
give me the ball, we good.
Well, let's hope so, because it was my pleasure, man. I was glad to do it, man. Because, like I said, Hog Brunson, no, I'm not one that's just, be in
Bo's
front
more
of
the behind the
cameras.
scenes type
Yeah,
of
I'm a
guy.
little
He don't like to
sideline.
be out front.
Because, like I said, big family, we all play ball, you know what I'm saying? But we shy away from certain things. But I kind of enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it. I'm glad Hawk and Brunson really talked me into doing it because they know we like one pea in the pod with all these, with
Right.
the other two. So,
yeah.
but, but,
Fact.
but I'm glad to meet you guys, man. And I'm telling you, it was a pleasure,
Definitely a
man.
pleasure.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely. You got anything else to close up with, Les?
Well, first of all, I appreciated hearing your high school stories because my high school career was only 1 year. So it was
Mm.
nice. It was nice hearing all that stuff, man, and the
Mm.
things I could have done. But my path was a little different, and I had a lot of fun. I missed my brother Eric though because
Mm.
he cut out on us, man, from restoration, man. He went uptown, and that's how he know everybody. That's how he know.
Yeah.
And he's the only guy that George Murden let go away and took him back when he wanted to come back. When he wanted to come back home,
That says a
George
lot.
took him.
Wow, it says a hell of a lot.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
that's it, and that would be the same with Gil too. And
Yeah.
but not me, but Albert was the same with him. Because
Yeah.
Albert left, and
Yeah.
because we left and go to Riverside, but
Right.
he took us back, man. So,
Yeah.
but you got to understand that it's character, the person's
Yeah.
character, man, and that it heals everything, and they understood the decision to go and play with the church because they're taking us far and wide.
Right.
So now I'm playing on the West Coast and playing against players there, and they understood that.
Right.
He was still your father, man. Come on. You was his favorite. You was
Yeah.
his favorite.
But I'm just saying, but you'll be accepted back, and so, but that's what the fraternity does, man. Is you build that rapport with people, and it's a professional relationship, believe it or not.
Mhm.
Because and look at us all now. I mean, we're all professionals at whatever we do, and we're better men for it because of those experiences. And like Rich said, the journey, man, the
Yeah.
journey. That means more than anything. I don't care if we landed,
Right.
and
Right.
some of us landed, a big contract. Some of us landed a beautiful family, but we
Yeah.
landed, and you look back, man, in the journey, and it's like it's who we are, and that's why the stories are similar in nature. Because there's value because it's the same thing.
Right.
You go to one McDonald's and you go to another McDonald's across the street, down the road, another state, and the menu's the same.
Mm.
Same menu. And that's what we all had the same menu.
Right.
Right.
Yeah. There you go. That's another one of my sayings there, Rich, for you, Rich.
Hey man, where can I get these songs from, man? What you Where can I find her?
I'll talk about that when I shut the show
Right,
off,
these
man.
songs, man. I gotta get one of
Yeah.
those. Man.
But listen, man, we're gonna shut this down. It's been a pleasure of mine, big time.
Always.
To have you guys on the show, man, and good, cutting it, with everybody. What you got, Les?
Yeah, man, you said it all, man. But the other thing I was going to say to you about George is that I'm glad he took you back, man, because we wouldn't have won up in the rough. I'm
Hey,
happy.
happy
man.
New Year,
That's all right.
Happy New Year to you guys. And your
Yeah,
family.
Yeah,
man.
man.
Well,
That's
stick
what-
around for a
having us,
second,
man.
but
Appreciate
do
it.
me a favor, guys. Stick around for a second. I
Okay.
just want to let everybody know we'll see you guys on the next show,
Mhm.
and take care. Okay.
All righty.
All right.